see, make sure the lighting is good. And there we go. Good afternoon, everyone. We have one person online so far. We got 2 people online. Very exciting. 4 people online. Woo! Hey, Miss D. But believe me or not, Miss D, I got your email. So tonight, in the middle of the night, when I'm laying in my bed, I'm going to respond to your email. That's usually like when I respond to emails like that and everything. For some reason, I wake up at like 2:30 in the morning, and I'll go ahead and respond to your email, Miss D. Okay, so we got 6 people online. Hey, Miss LaShonda and Mr. West. 7 people. Latoya, I need you to give me a call also. Latoya Porter, send me an email, Miss Latoya. Shoot me an email over with details of what you need. And we got 8 people on so far. I'm going to give it a minute, and then I'm going to introduce you guys to my guest here, and we're going to get started. So give us just a minute. Okay, so my name is Elena Gangetti, and I am the proud owner and founder and CEO of EK Management and Associates. I've been in the freight industry. If you haven't listened to my videos, I've been in the freight industry since 2008. I started off in the industry as a broker. My ex-husband and myself, we started our first brokerage together. I didn't start off working up under anybody. We started the brokerage together. And from there, as we worked the brokerage, I did basically everything from the front to the back to everything. And I'm naturally a trainer. I worked for Sprint for about 6 years doing sales and training. And I was also a director with Mary Kay. So sales and training are kind of like my niche. And so when I decided to go into brokering with my ex-husband, honestly, I thought that I was about to have an easy life and have a baby and just sit there and be a cute wife at home. But nonetheless, I started brokering and learning the business and how to do the business. And because it's naturally in me to train, I began to write the curriculum. And I'm just naturally I want it all. If I see it's something there, I want it. And so I was like, hey, let's not just do one. Let's go find more agents. Let's get this thing off the ground. Let's grow this thing. And so I started recruiting agents, and we had an agency, a brokerage, everything. Fast forward 10 years. I'm divorced, and now I have my company, EK Management and Associates. And what we do is we help people get started in the trucking industry, whether they want to be a freight broker, whether they want to be a trucking dispatcher, whether they want to own their own trucking company, whether they want to be an agent and operate under someone. I have done just about every facet of this business, including acting as the shipper. And so we do training, and we also do management. So some people hire us to manage their companies. You know, they might want a truck, but they don't really know how to run the truck, make sure the truck makes money or anything like that. And so they come to us, and we set up the trucking company from A to Z. We set up their MC number, their DOT number, all the back end stuff that you have to have according to the DOT to operate a trucking company. We find them a driver, and then either they say, okay, Elena, we're going to take it from here, or they say, okay, Elena, we want you to manage us. And my dispatchers, I have a dispatching center. My dispatchers find their loads for them. And then, of course, our accounting team, they handle the accounting and the finance. My compliance team, they make sure everybody's in compliance with safety and with DOT audits and all of that stuff, because opening a trucking company and a freight brokerage firm is no joke. It's not, it's a lot of small details that you have to know that a lot of times people aren't going to tell you. And I'm sorry, you're not going to find it online. You're not going to find it on YouTube. You're not going to find it on Google, And so anyway, that's just a little bit of what we do here. I like to say I used to say we're the Walmart of trucking. And then I saw somebody took that saying from me, so I quit saying it. But anyway, we just basically we're here to help and get people started, get people established. And, of course, I have my trucks. And so we run our trucks as well. And we just stay really, really busy here. Anyway, we are going on tour, and I'll talk about the tour in a minute. But this young man I have here, his name is Fred Burton. And Mr. Burton actually is a YouTube subscriber, and he came up for training. And I'm going to let Mr. Burton tell you guys who he is, what he's doing here, and anything that he would like to say. And if you guys have any questions, you can put your questions there. This is something that was not rehearsed, and I didn't tell him what to say. I didn't tell him what I'm looking for him to say or anything like that. So I'm just going to turn it over to Mr. Burton and let him talk about, why he's here, all those type of things, and of course, answer any questions that you guys may have. Mr. Burton.
Thank you, Lena. My name is Fred Burton. I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I was originally planning to go to the Atlanta training, but of course, unfortunately, we had the Hurricane Florence that came through. I'm glad to say that my family was blessed. We didn't have any damage, but there are a lot of families out there that have lost homes. We had over 31 deaths due to Hurricane Florence. It was a very, very terrible storm. And for those of you, I'm sure those people down there, they would appreciate anything that you could do as far as, donating to the Red Cross or wherever you can. There's a lot of people that really need help down there. I don't know how much information has been given up here in the Kansas City area about some of the hardships that are going on down there, but that's just something to think about. The reason that I am here, and I am glad to be here, I'm here to do some training as far as to strengthen my brokerage and also open up a trucking company. I can tell you the few days that I have been here, I can just compare the training I've had so far, and I've learned a lot. I knew from the few days I've been here how much that I didn't know. A little embarrassed, and I think I should have been a bit more prepared, but I really want to come up here and just lay bare what I have and allow Ms. Kingathi to pour into me what I needed to to be successful. Of course, I know she cannot make me successful, but she can give me a good blueprint from which I can follow so that I can carry my business through. And like I've said before, I wouldn't tell anybody where to go to get training, but I can tell you I have been through a training course, and from experience and just looking around on social media, a lot of people go through training, come out of training, and have no idea what they need to do as far as getting started. And that's one of the things that Ms. Kingathi does here. She does a very, very thorough job of getting you prepared to actually go out and to earn a living or to make a profit in this business. One of the things that I did learn here, in which I think is very, very important for anybody that is planning to go into this field of work, is the sales process. And that is a part, and I'm just comparing to the classes I've been in, that is a part of the training that I did not get before I got up here. Sales process is very, very important. So maybe I'm biased. I'm not biased, but I can just, from what I've learned here and comparing to what I've learned in the past, this would be a good place for you. If you don't have a strong background or a good sales process and a good foundation in this business, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to be successful. And I've enjoyed my time up here. And I'm sure if anybody else, you can reach out to Ms. Kingathi, and she can get you on the right path also.
Thank you, Mr. Burton. I didn't tell him to say any of that. Mr. Burton. So Mr. Burton, you've been brokering for how long now?
About 60 days.
About 60 days. Okay. Why do you say the sales process is important?
Well, a good sales process, I believe it's important so that you won't spend your time. A lot of people say you got to do a lot of cold calling, but there's a process to that. there's a process to cold calling. I won't go into it. If you want to learn about it, you can come here and Ms. Kingethy can train you properly to do it. However, I'll say this with all seriousness. There is a process to acquiring customers. Calling all day, I mean, you can make 100, 200 calls, but if you don't have a process in place, it's going to be very difficult for you to get traction, for you to be successful as a broker.
All right. All right. And so you do think brokering, you have to be able to sell. Why? Or you have to be able to have that sales. Why?
Well, just coming from my experience, if you don't have a good, I call it a sales process. I say it's a process. If you don't, you'll just find yourself, making phone calls. I've heard numbers of 85 to 80 to 100 phone calls each day. I've heard some people say 20, but I don't think it's the actual number. But if you follow a process and you follow up and you do the things that you need to do, good qualified leads so you can begin to acquire freight. Because one of the things I do know, when you start calling, you're not the only one making phone calls. They're getting phone calls every single day. You've got to have something that's going to separate you from the usual broker or agent that's calling every day.
And what do you think you can do to separate yourself?
Well, one of the things, of course, you don't ever want to beg for freight, but you have to be able to let that person know you're offering a service, and ask, what type of problems that they're having, so that, you're going to be there to serve them. You're not just saying, well, just give me some freight. You're there to serve them and ask them about their pain points or some problems that they're having, not only as in sales, but also as a problem solver, sales problem solver. Mm-hmm. So I think that will separate you from 90% of all of the other brokers and agents that are calling them each and every day.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about today? We got on the truck side of things, and you began to call on trucks. And how did that side go for you? And what did you think about that side? And what was different from what you thought it was?
Well, as far as talking with truck drivers, my background, I was an employee at UPS for 26 years, and I'm accustomed to talking with drivers. And even though these are freight drivers, I was a manager of package car drivers. I still, you're talking to people and you want to make them, feel comfortable. And of course, you're trying to ask them, this is a business, but the company I came from, that was a business. But you want to talk to those people with dignity and respect and let them know, look, I'm trying to do a job here, and you want to make them feel comfortable. So it wasn't too much different. I think that's another area that I could draw from on my years at UPS. Mm-hmm. And I felt a little bit more comfortable talking to the drivers. So that's something that I did every day, as far as giving pre-morning meetings and talking about plans and all those other things. But the drivers, that was a little bit easier for me to converse with them.
Gotcha. I'm going to get tomatoes thrown at me now, but talk about the negotiation part that we today.
The negotiation part, that was a bit strange to me. There was some variances in the, in the numbers that we were given. And once again, there's a process that you have to go through. And of course, if you come to the training here, Ms. Kingethy not telling me all these things, but I'm telling you guys, since I've been up here the last 3 days, it's been such a wonderful experience. But in regards to that, as far as the negotiation part, that was an eye opener for me, because I came in here with one idea about how that should go. But as we went through the process, I saw that it was much different, and it was a little bit more of an easier road if you follow the process.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. The negotiation part, when I say negotiation, one of the things brokers and carriers, you negotiate, and when I teach brokers, I teach them one negotiation skill set. When I teach carriers, I teach another negotiation skill set. But both, you have to be able to negotiate, you have to be knowledgeable of what's going on in the industry. You have to be able to keep notes. You got to know your lanes and what the rates are running in different lanes. And order and organization is so important. When he keeps talking about process, like I'm such a nerd. When he's talking about process, I'm just cheesing because, yeah, a lot of people come in this industry and don't come with the process. You know, they just come like it's just going to fall out the sky and I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to put the truck on the road. You don't have a process to putting it on the road. You just sending the truck anywhere. Like, you don't realize it, you don't understand, then you look and you're not making any money, but where is the truck going, you know? And what's the process of it? You know, are you watching your driver? If you send him to Florida, how much are you getting going into Florida? Because you're not going to get anything coming out of Florida. You know, broker wise, if you're calling your shippers, how many calls are you making? How many people are you getting to? How many people are you following up? Just the whole, everything is a process. And when you look at it as a process, you don't get so much fallout. You know, when Mr. Burton came, I tell him and anybody else, brokering is a hard, tedious, slow process. And if you don't have a process behind it within 90 to 120 days, you're not seeing any money, you're ready to walk out the door. So you have to have some type of system to go along with what you're doing. I have so enjoyed you, Mr. Burton. I'm going to open it up now if anybody has any questions or anything. I don't know what that is. While you're typing your questions, I will tell you, like Mr. Burton said, definitely the Carolinas suffered what they suffered. Please keep everyone in your prayers. And like he said, as far as donations or anything like that goes, the last time I was on, I was talking about FEMA and trucking and how trucking plays a role when disasters and things like that come up. Also, a shout out to Mr. Burton's family. Thank you for sharing him with us for the whole week. We're excited about it. And hopefully tomorrow we can grab lunch or something. Tours. So we have Dallas, Texas coming up October 8th. The week of October 8th, will be in Dallas, Texas. After that, we're going to be hitting California, City of Industry, California, and then Northern California. That's our October/November. If you're interested in a tour, let us know. We need to get you registered, especially Dallas. We need to get you registered as soon as possible. It's $2,500. If you need a payment plan, $500 down, then we take a payment. If you don't need a payment plan, it's $1,700 because you're a YouTube subscriber. You get a discount, and for paying, it's called an early bird special, so it's $1,700. On the tour, we will be teaching freight brokering along with trucking dispatch, and there's nowhere you can get $1,700 for everything that we do within that time frame. If you can't come to one of the tours, send us an email. Let us know. We'll honor the $1,700 rate, and either we need to get you here to get trained or do an online training or something like that. That is, and if you're looking at our online trainings, like online, we charge $1,000 for dispatching. We charge $1,500 for freight agent, and that's online. So if you take it up on the offer that we're doing right now, you're looking at $1,700, and let us know. Shoot us an email. Let us know, because we are getting busy. This is actually the high freight season. You have a lot of freight that's moving right now. Pumpkins. Yesterday, I had a truck that Mr. Burton was here, had a truck that they rejected 90 pumpkins. So like the broker told us to take the pumpkins. So I have like 90 pumpkins to give away in Kansas City. If you want a pumpkin and you're in Kansas City, let me know. But anyway, are there any questions or anything like that before I get ready to close out? Miss D, during the tour, will we have hands-on training? Yes, Miss D, during the tour, you'll have hands-on training. All of my training is hands-on. Even if you do online, we do calls and things like that. I have a system set up where we do calls online. Everything is completely hands-on when it comes to my training. So yes, definitely. Anything else? Hey, Darius. Hey, Chuck. Hey, Chuck. You know what, Chuck? I didn't get that email to you yesterday, but when I leave, I'm going to tell Ashley to send it over to you. Jerry, what's the cost for training in Kansas City, Missouri? Kansas City, if $1,700 is usually not that cheap. Like, I promise you, it's not that cheap, Jerry. But $1,700, and you can come for the week like Mr. Burton, and we'll do brokering and trucking dispatch. $1,700 right now. After we finish this tour thing, it'll be back up to normal rates. But right now, $1,700. That's if you pay, you know what I'm saying, the early bird special. Mr. Take, I'm here in Kansas City. I would love to talk with you. Perfect. Send us an email, info@theekm.com. We do charge $125 for 30-minute consultations. So I would love to talk to whoever needs to talk. I don't have a problem talking, but this is my job and this is my employment and this is what we do. So we charge $125 for a 30-minute consultation. Okay, so before I close, I'm going to say this. All the free information you want is on my videos. Like I have so many videos. If you like 40 or something like that videos, I purposely have it set up with everything that you could possibly imagine that's free. You can look at every video and you can know, conversations, talking, emails, answering questions and things like that. That is definitely a consultation fee, and it's $125 for 30 minutes. And $1,700, yes, Mr. Jerry, for the training. And you come in the office, and I guess Mr. Burton's had a good time with us.
Oh, yes, I have.
I told him today my office is probably not like it's not normal. We have drivers in and out all day. We have people, customers in and out all day, and everybody is like a big family. When people hit the door, I want people to feel at home. That's why I created a business. I don't want anybody to feel uptight. I don't want anybody to feel like, I want people to feel at home when they come in here. I want them to smile. I want them to feel the smile. I want them to feel the warmth. That's just what I want, no matter what kind of operation business it is. And so that's kind of what we have here. Mr. Darius, will the tour be in Kansas City or be in different locations if traveling where? Of course, I'm here in Kansas City. And so if you want to get trained in Kansas City, you have to let us know, and I can squeeze you in, find out, what week is better for us if you're here in Kansas City, if you're local. Otherwise, the tour, we have Dallas, Texas coming up, and 2 California locations coming up, and a Chicago location coming up. I'm not well prepared, so I don't have the dates with me, but Ashley has them. But October is the second week of October. We'll be in Dallas, Texas for a week. After that, we'll be in California, and then we're going into Chicago. So that's the whole month of October. Then we'll be back here in Kansas City in November. So if you're looking to get trained in Kansas City, you're looking at the first week of November, or either from now until we get ready to hit the road in October. Just want to say thank you for your information. You're welcome. Not a problem. I've been driving for 14 years. Can't wait to learn that side of the business. Yes, you'll see. It's a lot to learn, especially, if you're getting a truck. Like tomorrow, we're going to have actually start that whole truck side with Mr. Burton and learning how to manage his trucking company, the accounting side of it, all of that, because that's a whole nother realm of things. His brain will be hurting by the time he gets ready to go. Any other questions or anything? You're welcome, Darius. All right. So shoot us an email. You can do info@theekm.com. You can do tour Elena@theekm.com. Shoot us an email if you want to get enrolled in training. Let us know. Like I said, as far as conversations, questions, and things like that, let us know, and we'll set you up for a consultation. Otherwise, all the free information you want is on all the videos that you need. Mr. Burton, is there anything you want to say before we close? You're good? All right. Well, thank you guys very much. And you guys have a nice weekend or a nice day. And it's Wednesday, so maybe I'll come back on before then. I'm not sure. But all right. Have a nice evening. Bye.